Well, welcome back. We are here for another episode, exciting episode of Business Learning Lab. I am Jennifer Crawford, co founder of Sparent, with my other half.
Meredith Eaton, co-founder.
That's right. Two founders, co founders. All right. So today's Business Learning Lab, this is where we have made all the mistakes. So hopefully you don't have to. We share our bad decisions, missteps, failures in our over 25 years each of being business owners. So hopefully this will save you some headaches. But today, what we want to talk about is what you do as a business owner when you heavily rely on referrals for your lead generation and your referral pipeline slows down or dries up, because it's inevitable that that happens. And if you are dependent on referrals for your business and are not focused on bringing in leads in other ways, you've introduced some vulnerability to your business.
Exactly. And part of that is anything. You want to have a diverse pipeline. You want to have diverse prospecting. Whatever it is. You never want to have one stream of anything, whether it's clients or it's team members or whatever it is. So, but when we started Sparent just a few years ago, we just started working off referrals. We both had kind of robust networks. I think I'm just going to give credit where credit's due. You had a much bigger business network than I did because you're better at peopling. And so we just sort of had this great flow. And then when we started getting, our clients in and they started enjoying their experiences, they were giving us referrals. It was working great. It was working wonderfully. We had rapid growth. It was thrilling. It was exciting. And in the back of our minds, we knew it can't last forever. And so we kind of were thinking about it, but at the same time, it lasted a good run. And the real trick is that you don't always know when it's going to dry up. It's hard to predict.
It is, but I think there are some signs that you can look for as a business owner if you are relying on referrals. I think one of those signposts for us is that your referrals get a little more outside of your inner network, right? We start getting clients that heard about us from somebody like that maybe we don't even know, or out of groups that we're not a part of. And so they start getting, a little bit, stranger, more strangers, complete strangers are coming to your business. And that is a good thing. That is actually a good thing. But it also signals that you are probably have tapped your referral like close to its max. And so there are a couple of things that you can do to both keep generating referrals and making sure that your referral pipeline remains robust. But I also want to talk about ways that you can diversify your lead generation so that you have multiple resources helping your pipeline, your business pipeline. So let's talk about that. Well, we can talk about what we did or what we're doing.
We'll talk about, as we always do, we'll talk about what we have done. And but going back just really quick, it just occurred to me that one of the signs, like you're saying, one of the signs that our referral network was drying up was we started getting, second and third degree referrals, but also our close ratio was going down. So when we had first degree referrals, people who actually knew us and they were coming to us themselves or were highly recommending us to someone that they were very close to, we closed the majority of those calls. As they got further and further from actually knowing us, then those calls, less and less of those calls ended in business. So that was a sign, and that started sort of little by little happening over the last like 6-8 months. And so just that's another thing to look for.
Sure, and that could be expected, right? Because the colder the lead, the harder you have to work to earn that trust and to close that business.
Exactly.
So that makes complete sense. So I don't know, probably towards the last quarter of 2021, we started looking ahead, realizing that as our business was maturing, and we were building, starting to build up our team even more, I think we recognized that we couldn't continue just riding the coattails of referrals alone. And up until that point, we hadn't invested any money into like paid advertising or any sort of paid marketing. And so we're looking at what our next step was going to be to make sure that we could diversify, our lead strategy. So one thing we decided to do was outsource sales. For us, that happened to make sense because we wanted to build on our VA to hire service, which is remote staffing side of our business. And it's a different clientele. And honestly, Meredith and I are never going to pick up a phone and cold call anybody. It just wasn't going to happen.
I don't even warm call people. Like,
yeah, I don't, if you get a text from me. So yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. And yes, we have a wonderful, diverse talent pool of spare and virtual assistants, but we really wanted to outsource to a professional, like somebody that has expertise in sales and building business relationships and can honestly just focus on that one task on our behalf. And so we decided it was worth the investment to outsource to a highly skilled sales professional.
And that also tracks back to one of our other core beliefs, or the ways we've run our company, is you let professionals do what professionals do. You let experts do what they're experts at. We are not experts at cold calling, we're experts at selling our product. Like, Jen, you have an amazing close ratio when you do sales calls for us, but we are not trained professional salespeople. So we're not going to pretend to be that way. We're not going to ask one of our spirits to pretend to be a trained professional. We're going to let an expert do what that expert is good at.
I mean, we, if you know Meredith and I at all, you know that we are delegation experts. We are pro delegating, particularly when it comes to women who are always doing way too much. We want you to delegate as much as you can, as much as your resources allow. So to us, delegating by outsourcing to a professional just makes a lot of sense. So thank you, Ventas Group, who will be taking care of our sales beginning second quarter of 2022. We're very happy to have you on, our team. And we're also doing other things, right? We're continuing to network, looking for speaking opportunities, things like that, to keep our referral network, robust. And what else are we doing, Meredith? What else are we doing?
Well, we're also continuing what we've been doing in terms of running our company. So one of the reasons that we ran through our referral network in a relatively short period of time, I'd say, is because we had sort of explosive growth, and which is great. And through that, we spent a lot of time on nurturing our client relationships, making sure that they were happy, well served, and their source of referrals as a result. And we also spent a ton of time and effort on nurturing and paying attention to our spirits, our VAs, and making sure that they are happy and that they're feeling valued and that they are enjoying their work. And that's a huge part of our business strategy, is low turnover. Everyone is happy. And so one of the things that we're actually doing, even as we diversify and start this new prospecting thing, is we are not letting go of those things. So there's this definite impulse, that like, oh no, like our discovery calls, appointments are going down, like, oh, freak out. And for Jen and I to both put all of our attention and all of our energy into generating new business. So, writing a million blogs and going to a million networking events, and just both of us throwing ourselves and forgetting everything else, forgetting all of the work that made this company the type of company that people want to refer. That's really a key point. And so I've had to constantly remind myself, we cannot abandon all of our ongoing stuff. We cannot stop all this other work that we've been doing. We have to incorporate it in with the new efforts that we are doing, because otherwise we stop being that company that people were so excited to refer to their friends and colleagues. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives us, a little breather, and other businesses too. If you your incoming sales have slowed down a little bit, absolutely, like it gives you a great opportunity for more care and nurturing of your current clients and your current team. And I think we've benefited from that so much because although our onboarding of new clients was slow the past couple of months, what has been steady are our current clients increasing their commitment to us, like increasing their contracted hours with us, coming to workshops and things that we're offering. So although the new business may have slowed down a bit, we have still increased our business and our revenue by serving our existing clientele. So we didn't have to panic, and we were already had plans in place to pad our referral pipeline. So I think this just being more seasoned business owners, we dealt with that a lot differently than we would have dealt with it 20 years ago. In previous businesses where you're like, if the phone's not ringing off the hook, you're panicking. We didn't have to panic. Yeah.
It's still, we don't have to panic. It still requires occasionally me, for at least on my end, like checking myself. I'll catch myself, thinking, oh, I need to spend all this extra time sort of like busily trying to do something that feels like marketing. When I have tasks that need to get done that are relate to maintaining and nurturing our existing experience and clients. And so I have to, remind myself, no, that's not the best use of time. We have to keep this balance and trust that everything is going to balance itself out. And
yeah, absolutely. And it's so easy to panic. And even, it's not that we don't have concerns. As I mentioned earlier, we've spent a lot of time growing our talent pool because we were having a more diverse set of client needs that were being presented to us this past year. And we wanted to make sure that our talent pool was really rich and robust to answer those incoming client needs. So we spent a lot of time and attention doing that. Well, we have to keep those people busy. It's a big responsibility as a business owner to keep your team, busy and give them the work that they so desire. So keeping that equilibrium, where your clients coming in and your team coming in are balanced is a struggle, I think, for most, business owners, particularly in the service sector. So yeah, it's not like we don't have any worries and we're not, concerned, but we're being I think the key is to be proactive and to have a strategy. And again, broken record here, but because we do have our CEO days where we have dedicated, carved out time every week to work on our business, it gives us that space to find these issues and plan for them and come up with strategies so that we're not caught unaware when these issues arise. So that's been that continues to be something that has saved us over and over again.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, we're at 13, almost 14 minutes.
Time to go.
Yep. Gotta go. All right. So that's it. That's our learning lab. If you have comments or questions, you can put them in the comments. And if you have something you want us to talk about on a future broadcast, let us know.
Yeah, please subscribe on YouTube too, because we barely have any subscribers as of today.
That's what we're supposed to ask you to do. That's the script.
That's the call to action.
Yeah.
All right. It's easy too. Okay. Bye.